Whenever I bet, I could change the odds for every bookmaker in the country.
Tell them to bring me my money.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money. Money, money, money.
Dollar, dollar.
What up, everybody? The Gritty Gamblers are back in the building. How we doing, everybody? What's up in the chat? Let us know how you're doing. Matt, how's it going, man? How's it going?
Man, pissed off about some of these conference championship results, man, but we doing good. We doing good, man, on this Monday.
I feel that. Pretty upset about the Ravens.
Oh my goodness.
I really don't understand how you let that.
All of America's disappointed, man.
How does fucking what's his name? Who?
Zay Flowers?
Yeah, Zay Flowers. Dude. Dan Campbell could kick a field goal too, by the way. Dan Campbell.
Dan Campbell.
One of two field goals, you probably could have, made it to
kicker's
overtime.
not good from over 50 yards.
Bro, he had two kicks that were 30 or 40-yard kicks that he.
Well, that's different.
He went for.
Bro, I'm not gonna lie.
I too, so that's three actually.
I went to bed when the Niners were starting their comeback in the third quarter. I think I went to bed when it was tied. I knew they were gonna win the game.
Nah, I watched it. I watched it happen, and I
didn't care.
I really watched. I tried to hit 165 Niners, and it literally went even money before I could even get it through, and I was
Bro,
just
this is gonna happen.
It went from 165 to minus 160 in about 45 seconds, if that.
Bro, you all right? Me and Parlay.
I was just
you want to talk about crazy odds? We're gonna get into. Don't worry, Parlay. We're gonna get into the highs and lows of Danielle Medvedev later in this show. Don't worry. But you just rub your head.
I was just thinking about trying to lie bet it at 165, and I was.
Bro,
you have. Guess what else I did? Guess what else I almost did? I almost bet Brandon Ayuk to score the next touchdown, and then I was like, "Nah, I'm not gonna do it." And then he scored the next touchdown, and I was like, "It was plus 500." I was like, "Bro!" I literally put it in, and then just backspace, and then just not. I didn't even backspace it. I just dropped it.
With about 15 minutes before puck drop, let me get this in real quick, guys. Hockey Corner this time. So we're doing we got 2.5 units tonight on the Nashville Predators. I got them at minus 106. Now let's currently check their odds right now, right before puck drop. I got to about a couple hours ago, roughly, once I saw if Saros was in net or not. Personally, I think this is a good spot for the Preds to win a game on the road. Ottawa's a crap team this year. They've already fired their coach. The Preds are actually a solid team fighting for a wild card spot. I almost wanted to put the money on a three-way money line, but I wanted to take the extra juice of having the overtime just in case. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I just took normal money line on them. I got them at minus 105. They're at minus 106 right now, so not much of a change on the price. I like the spot. I've been pretty good at picking spots when it comes to NHL recently, when it comes to these type of momentum spots. Last night was a key spot. We had another 2.5 unit bet on the St. Louis Blues money line plus money at plus 125. Parlay Joe, he's too scared. He's terrified of the Blues.
I was terrified. I literally couldn't do it.
Couldn't trust his boy. His boy, they're not the Kraken, man. I got to read on the Blues, man. They're not the Kraken. But the Blues, you want me to tell you why you should have trusted me? Because that bet was not about the Blues. That bet was about the Kings. To put it in perspective for you, I've done research on the Kings recently. The Kings have won 2 games in the month of January, Parlay.
All right.
I
didn't know that.
They're 2-8-6, so they've lost 14 games in January. They've lost 8 in regulation and 6 in overtime.
Nice.
So, bro, they lost a back-to-back to Buffalo and San Jose. The Sharks.
San Jose.
Yeah, their coach is probably about to get fired. Bro, you remember when the Kings were flying at the beginning of the season?
The Kings?
Mm-hmm.
I think so. They've
You probably
been.
didn't bet on them that much, but the Kings, they were flying at the beginning of the season. Well, now they're in la la land, man. They can't get anything together in terms of their production on the offensive side of the puck, man. Their defense is still pretty solid, but I mean, if you can't score and you can't finish, you're not going to win games, and that's what's happened to the Kings.
Nah.
Last night, the bet was less about them and more about the Blues. I mean, the Blues are also on a 4-game winning streak, so the Blues are doing their thing too. But the fact that they were playing at home, the Kings were in that rut. I was like, plus money at home, Blues, take them, and that's what I did. And it's 2.5. That kind of saved my behind on the Ravens bet. I'm not gonna lie, because the Ravens cold. But back to the
The under saved me on my bets for that, but
I mean, yeah, the top 2 defenses in the league locked in.
I shouldn't take it -7.
I mean, yeah, the Lions game went over 60, bro.
I know. I was scared to bet the over in that game for some.
It was 51. That's why you were probably worried, because it was over 50. But anytime I realized who the Lions and the over, the Lions are one of the few teams that score points and give up points in the league, man. Not too many. I've noticed
I do score a lot.
a lot of teams that have good offenses and can put up points have at least decent defenses, and the Lions, while at times they have that, they just don't in the secondary.
You want to hear a fun fact about all 4 teams that played yesterday?
What?
All 4 teams played yesterday lost their last matchup to the Indianapolis Colts.
Oh my gosh. Colts propaganda. What do we walk into?
But I got one thing to say. This guy, Kyle Hamilton, to the moon.
Yeah, he did get messed up by Kelsey on that TD, but yeah, it's Kelsey though. But let me just finish up one last thing on the Preds. I do want to see one thing, because you know how I like to check the goalie props to see who's in net. Ooh, okay.
What site is that called again? I can never find that site now.
Oh, a daily face-off for that. I just use it on the FanDuel app, but daily face-off shows it too. So yeah, my only bet tonight is the Preds. Have the money line.
What was the other app?
Like
there was a red app.
A red app? Oh, ESPN?
No, it was called like Goalie Pro or something that you told me about. It literally just had the goalies in there.
I think you showed me that. You found that. I told you about Daily Face-Off, which is you can pull up the goalies and it shows you the starting goalies.
Do you remember that site though?
Yeah, I think the one you're talking about you showed me though.
Yeah, what was it called? Goalie Pros?
I don't remember. Something like that. Yeah.
I can't find it now.
Hmm.
I don't know. I can't find it, and that's why I'm like.
Ooh, the Chiefs line on FanDuel is plus 1.5. I might have to grab it.
What's the money line?
The money line is plus 106.
Yeah, so they're gonna get me even no matter what.
I might have to grab that, but ooh, the Wizards are underdog to the Spurs today. That's interesting. I don't have too many basketball to talk, but we're gonna have to start talking more basketballs here soon.
I got a little basketball we can talk about.
NHL is going to the All-Star break this week, so there won't be too much NHL to cover for me. But honestly, I'm in the mood right now. Let's cover it, man. Danielle Medvedev. You know, we don't really talk about tennis too much on this show, man. But we went through the trials and tribulations of the ups and the downs of betting on Danielle Medvedev. I mean, I went through the ups. We both went through the downs.
I fell asleep and woke up, and that was the downs.
See, at least
playing good when I went to sleep.
Bro, all right. So let me start with the semifinal because I bet on them in both games. I mean, both matches. So in the semifinal, so the one thing about betting the Australian Open is you kind of have to be a degenerate, to be completely honest with you.
Bro, it was so early.
Because they're playing in Australia, parlay.
They could at least made it like 5 a.m.
I mean, with how long they play for, the matches ended at like 7.
Yeah, but like,
bro, like for example, the first match I
bet
on
forever. That's why your boy fell asleep till like 10 o'clock.
I was so heartbroken, bro. I felt so bad for him. You know, he's the first person ever to lose 2 major finals up 2 sets.
Really? Wow.
And he did it at the same major 3 years
It was
apart.
up 2 cents when I went to bed, and then I woke up and I was like, "What the?"
Bro, he was cruising. He
How
was
did he lose
dominating.
2 in a row? What was he doing?
But you want me to tell you? All right, so I'm gonna give the context of all this. So before we get to that match in
I
the
didn't watch. I
semifinals,
was just like, "Oh well." It was like one unit.
I
It was like,
watched that game and I watched this game before. So and I did a history look into the tournament. So to put it in perspective for you,
I almost
Parlay.
been on the game before. I read an article about the game before.
Oh, you mean the one when it hit?
Yeah, I read an article when it hit.
Yeah.
When it actually
So
hit.
he was favored to win that game, I think. The second one,
He was.
and
He was. It
but
was minus 1.5 is what they wanted me to take, so I didn't take it.
but what happened was he went down 2 sets, and he was like 6-8 points away from losing, and then he goes ba boom, wins that set, gets a tiebreaker, and he goes 2 tiebreaker sets, 7-6. So he's on the teat of his life in the semifinal, and then wins the last set 6-3, wins the last 3 sets, gets to the final. Because of where he was, to put it in perspective for you, Parlay, because when I hit him in the semifinal, I live bet him. And when I live bet him, at one point he was plus 220 because of the situation. And because of how tennis switching things, tennis live in like the odds are, when I went to bet, he ended up being at 175. He just scored a point. So then I ended up locking that 175 for I think it was 1.5 units I put on it. And I mean, it was just a whirlwind, and he won that one. But then when I come to the game that happened on the final, so to put it in perspective of the tournament for you, no one in the tournament had played more match time than Daniel Medvedev. Parlay, he spent 21 hours on the court before the final.
Dang.
To put it in perspective,
That's what happened.
I'm all right. Now you're getting the context of what happened, how he lost the way he lost, because the guy he went up against, Yannick Sinner, he's younger than us. He's 22 years old. And he's from Italy. Medvedev's like 28, 27.
28, 27. So he's our age, my age.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, I probably. Dude, I would torture 22-year-old.
Bro,
I'm not getting tired.
Nah. Here's the thing,
dude. It's called Gatorade.
Nah, listen, hear me out, bro. So the first two, I watched the whole final, so I know what happened.
I'm just messing.
No. I'm just saying about the kid, bro. He picked apart the greatest tennis player of all time.
Hot. I didn't know that. I do know that. The kid started really hot
in the tournament, bro. He will, put him.
No, in the match.
No, he started ice cold.
Nah, he went up first because that's when I was trying to tell you I was.
All right, one game. I'm talking about in the set. Like for 2 sets, he got worked. But like I'm gonna get to that in a second.
When he first started, he was like
at the very beginning. But like that's when
he just took over.
And I'm gonna get to that. But like I just wanted to cover the kid and how he got there.
That's why I was telling you about the 375 during the matchup.
And I was like, tennis betting is crazy. And now you see, the odds is one moment. But no, the reason why I bring up Medvedev in like Sinner is because Sinner just picked apart the greatest tennis player of arguably all time, Djokovic, in the semifinals. And to put in perspective for you, Sinner only had 14 hours of court time going into that final. A whole 7-hour, 6-hour time difference between the two of them.
He got a whole extra night of rest.
Sinner only lost 1 set the entire tournament. It was in that semifinal. He lost 2 sets in the final. He lost more sets in the final than he did the whole other rest of the tournament, Sinner. Because what happened was Daniil Medvedev is one of the best servers in the game, and his serve was on point. He was hitting aces out of the ass. He would literally just go whoop, ba-bang, and literally just hit an ace out of nowhere, bro. But so for the first 2 sets, Daniil Medvedev was dominating, picking him apart. Sinner was looking like a kid out there in his first final. He was looking like at his coaches like, what am I supposed to do? But like at a certain point, Daniil Medvedev gasses out, and his legs don't have the same zip as running to the balls to get the same hit on them. And then Sinner, who's known as having one of the hardest forearms and forehands in the game, he can smack the shit out of the ball. Starts putting more power on his shots, and next thing you know, he comes back and wins 3 straight sets and breaks our hearts. Oh, that was so brutal. That was so brutal. I had him at plus 270 in that game, bro. Sinner at one point when the match started was minus 310. Like right when it started, like not right before they even touched hit a ball, like before it turned live, he was minus 310. It moved from 300 to minus 310. So like money was pouring in on Sinner late. I'm mad at myself because I tried to hedge it. I tried that because you know what, the only way to hedge a tennis is to guess exactly what it was going to be right. So for example, I had Medvedev money line. And I tried to sprinkle maybe like a Sinner 3-1, or I think yes, it was Sinner 3-1 win in 3-1 sets. But I cashed out the middle right in the beginning of the second set because I knew Sinner wasn't going to win the second set. So I lost my hedge there. I knew I pretty much was in on Medvedev nothing at that point, but I had to cash it out because I realized either Sinner's gonna have to take this all the way out and gas out Medvedev, or Medvedev's gonna beat him here. And Medvedev was 6 points away from beating him in straight sets. In 3.
I thought the match was over, but
when you look at the odds and stuff, yeah,
he just kept going. I was like, oh, he just wins 2 and it's over. I didn't know there were so many matches. But
it was brutal, bro. It was brutal. But overall, betting on Medvedev in the semifinal, fun. Betting on Medvedev in the final, not fun.
Yeah, not fun. Not fun at all. But before
you want to
the
move
match,
into some NBA?
before the games start, I might as well give them out. OG Anunoby, 18 or more points.
Okay.
He's on the Knicks, of course, now. I think Julius Randle's out.
He's hurt. Yeah.
Yeah, so someone's got to score. Might as well be OG. He's been doing well. He's been hitting that, so seemed pretty good. And then Colin Sexton was going to take his over points, but we're going with over 1.5 3-points. Shot, field goals, whatever you want to call it. Parlayed for plus 250-ish, somewhere around there. Unit and a half. And then Kevin Durant with the Phoenix Suns for over 24.5 points. He's been doing that. And then I got
KD's been putting up points. KD's been hooping recently.
Yeah, he has. Under 225.5 OKC and Timberwolves.
Hey, man. I know Brother Solo ain't really want to talk about it the other day, but the OKC, man, one of the biggest upsets in a while, man. 13.5 point favorite to the Pistons yesterday. They lost by 16. That's a 30-point swing.
People were saying to bet on OKC minus 13, and I was like, no way would I do that. And then I looked at the game and see what happened at the end, and I was like, glad I didn't. And then I really like this under 225 and a half is what I have. Open at like 226.5.
Who's OKC playing?
Minnesota.
Number one defensive team in the league.
Trey Mann's out. Oliver Sarr's out. And of the last head-to-head
Isn't that the 1 seed versus the 2 seed?
Yeah, it is. In the last head-to-head matchups, last 5, the under has hit 4 out of those times. So...
even this season, they already have 3 games of data this season, and it looks like the under hit in 2 of them.
They have 4 games this season, right?
They played 3.
4-14. Is that last season?
Probably, yeah. Oh, 4-14 is April 2020, yeah. 4-14, April 14th.
Yeah, that game hit under, though.
Oh, yeah, no. I was just, I'm just looking at if I've seen for this season so far.
That, but the other 3 are actually, they're 2-1, so it's great.
Yeah. No, I mean, the under looks really good in that matchup. You have 2 of the better defensive teams in the league. Who do you think wins that game?
I couldn't do it.
I feel like OKC is gonna have to have a good response
They're
after that loss.
for first, I think, actually, and
I think OKC was looking ahead to this game.
Yeah, I was thinking OKC when I was looking at it,
I'm leaning them too. I don't know if I'm gonna bet it, but
but
another thing that interests
I would
me.
just like it looks really close. Like it might be like a 1 point game, so that's why
What do you think about this Rockets game?
I was thinking Houston.
It's at home.
I don't want
They're
to
good
bet
at home.
against. Yeah, I know.
You,
And
you're
I was
also a little
talking.
Lakers
Yeah, I was
fan.
in a space the other day with some dude who works for the Rockets,
Mm-hmm.
and he said, "Yeah, really good at home." And they actually won the game. That was no, they lost by like 1 point away, but I think they covered.
Oh my gosh, yes, Giannis is not a pussy chicken. He's gonna play, unlike Embiid. You know that's like the biggest story in the NBA, right?
Um.
That Embiid sat out and didn't play versus Jokic in Denver.
Oh yeah, I do remember that. I do remember
That the
that.
reason why I bring it up is because Denver plays Milwaukee tonight, and Giannis is probable, the real MVP.
This guy, fan of everybody. I love it. The real MVP. What has he done this year?
Put up numbers like he does every year? What do you mean? What do you mean? What has he done this year?
What has he done for his surrounding cast?
What do you mean? He's third. He's fourth in the league in scoring. He's averaging 31, 12, and 6 on
That's not what
60%
has
from
he
the field.
done for his surrounding cast.
I'm
Damian
sorry, he got
Lillard.
a coach fired.
Yeah, and he got a coach fired, bro.
Dame's still
Not
top
a
20 in scoring.
championship. Yeah, but can he play a lick of defense?
Hey, I wasn't talking about that coach. I was talking about the coach who got fired this year, for your information. Okay.
Yeah, I know. They just got one fired because they just hired Doc Rivers, which I don't.
Hey, I'll tell you this though: the Bucks, honestly, it doesn't. It's not his fault whether Dame's playing well. It's not his fault Dame don't play defense. They have a good thing like around them. Like Middleton's starting to get his groove back. He'll be able to make those shots in the playoffs. They need him to. Brooke Lopez is still a force in the playoffs. Robbie Portis is taking a step in his game. So they really do have a surrounding cast. Malik Beasley's a sniper from 3. He's been shooting really well for them. So they kind of have not as deep of a rotation. Like I just listed off about 6 guys. They have a couple more they can rely on, but the Bucks, they were my favorite going into the season. I don't know about like anymore because of like when you fire a coach mid-season. I mean, everybody's 2016 LeBron, and that's gonna help them win. But I mean, I really liked the Bucks setup at the beginning of the year. I did this because to me, you want me to tell you why I'm not a believer in a team like the Celtics?
Why?
You're like taken aback that I said that. It's a very straightforward answer. Their offense is not going to work in the playoffs.
I mean, I'm a Lakers
In terms
fan.
of getting them to a championship. Well, do you know what their offense is? Do you know how many threes they shoot?
A bunch, right?
Exactly, and their offense is all penetrate, kick, penetrate, kick, penetrate, kick, penetrate, kick.
Yeah, Porzingis.
Well, not even just with Porzingis. They're like, for example, he'll clear the paint. Tatum will drive, kick it out, and they'll just keep doing it until they get an open look. And you're going to be able to play a little bit more physical in the playoffs. The calls and the refs, things change, and that's what always gets them every year because they get caught up with the team that plays tough. Miami got them last year.
Miami always gets them though.
Miami always gets Milwaukee.
Didn't Miami beat Boston in 2020 or 2020?
Yeah, but didn't Boston get them in 20? Well, then technically, well, actually, I don't know if Boston had to play them in 22. I know Milwaukee beat the Miami in 21. When they won the title.
Miami wasn't that good in 21 though.
I mean, Miami was the 8th seed last year.
That was not 21.
That's my point. Miami's not. When Miami makes noise, they're not ever super good.
Yeah, they're like weird this year though. They're like I don't know if they're gonna be good at all.
They're in the perfect spot for Miami to make noise in the playoffs.
Terry Rozier, I know we talked about it before.
He's irrelevant.
He didn't get the over.
Bro, yeah, this is my point. They're already the 7th seed. They're already the 7th seed.
He couldn't get 10 points the other night. He pissed me off.
Yo, the Pacers are gonna cause a lot of teams that like no one's gonna want to see Indiana in the playoffs.
Nah, Indiana's about to destroy.
You know, it's funny right now. The playoffs started today. They'd be playing Philly.
They probably beat them.
I don't know about that, man. The one thing Philly
Well,
does
he
have
would
is
have to sit out the first game, of course, because it's right now. It's in the middle of the season. So
You know how many people think he's still gonna win MVP, dog?
because he's the favorite.
Yo, nah. Tell me, well, he's not gonna be the favorite bro. He's missing a game tonight.
Yeah, I know. That's why I said you said.
So if he
they
misses
played
5
right
more,
now-
he's ineligible for the rewards. I swear, if they sit him
Who's
out
gonna
4
miss
more,
him?
I swear, if they sit him out 4 more games and then just play him hardcore the rest of the season, they're killing him. He's not gonna play in the playoffs, and they're in trouble
I don't think he gives a fuck about the award.
because he just already won it.
Yeah, he's already won it, right?
He won it. He's the defending MVP. Yeah, I think Luke is here.
He won it last year.
You know what the messed up part is? I can already see
My
what
brain.
Embiid's doing. Embiid is stat padding, so he looks like he deserves to win it, but he's not gonna have the game, so they're gonna be like, "Oh, it is what it is." Bro, he's averaging 36 points a game.
Gonna be Shea or whatever his fucking name is.
I think at this point, I think it's gonna be Luka.
Luca.
I think so, yeah.
He only went off the other night because nobody was playing.
What do you mean? Devin Booker at 62 and a loss the same night. Ah!
Yeah, I know.
Bro,
I bet against the Dallas that night.
tell me why all these bums that went to Kentucky scoring 60-something points in a loss.
Dude, Kentucky sucks. What I tell you?
Karl Anthony Towns, man. Did you see the game he dropped 60 and he shot them out the game?
No, I don't even remember. I don't remember what I had for lunch.
You remember when Embiid dropped 70? Like
Not
a
really.
couple weeks ago.
Yeah,
It was like a week or two ago.
Someone dropped 70 a couple weeks ago. I
Well,
ain't paying attention to that.
Bro, man, this is how I know you don't be actually paying attention to the NBA sometimes. Luka dropped 73
I'm about to start paying attention because there ain't nothing else to watch.
because the NFL. You better start watching hockey. I'm gonna make you watch hockey,
You gonna watch hockey? I'm gonna try to watch.
bro. The Blues game last night was yesterday afternoon was such a whirlwind, bro. I'm so mad at myself. I almost, you know what's funny? I was about to bet the 9:30 game, but guess who was playing?
Who?
Seattle.
Oh.
I couldn't do it. I
I
was
think-
right about the game.
What night was that? You said
Last night. Last
there
night, I
was
was
one
about to bet
night.
the
There was
Kraken.
one night when I went to go do it, and I was like, "Nah, I'm not betting on them."
Bro, it was last night. There's 9:30. They were playing Columbus on a back-to-back. It was the most perfect spot. I still couldn't trust it because of the Kraken. They won by 2 goals. I was gonna bet the Kraken -1.5, and I never bet anybody -1.5. Actually, no. I think I was gonna maybe take them -1.5 because they were minus like 240 money line. I was like, sheesh, but I still couldn't do it.
I think for this game
Mm-hmm.
in the NFL,
Yeah,
Super Bowl?
we talk Super Bowl now? Let's get into it, man. I'm leaning with the red ones, the ones from the Midwest. Unfortunately,
yeah, I like the red team too. I like the red and yellow team.
not the red and gold team. Oh no, I just made it different. Oh, now they know who we
Red
talking
and
about.
gold. They're both red and gold. Red and gold. All right, just the red team. I like the red team. But I'm gonna be honest. I really like the under.
Yeah, maybe. 49ers defense got exposed yesterday.
Yeah, but not every game is. You can't go about what happened.
The Lions have one of the best. Well, in the playoffs, you kind of can.
Nah, I never do. I'm never gonna do that. I'm never gonna bet about what happened, except for the rushing touchdowns. That's That's the only thing.
Well, no, I feel like that's unfair because at the end of the day, if they're putting stuff on tape and it's been constantly put on tape and someone takes advantage of it, when you have 2 weeks of preparation for a Super Bowl, stuff like that will be exposed and used.
It's not Monday.
What do you mean?
I gotta wait 2 weeks. I thought
What, the Super Bowl?
When's the Super Bowl?
Isn't
Sunday.
it not? Is it not?
It's in 2 weeks?
No, is it this Sunday? No, yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
No, it's not. It's on the 11th.
I was right. Yeah, you got 2 weeks of preparation.
Bro,
They're gonna see all that stuff.
I don't want to have to wait 2 weeks.
That's why I was kind of worried. Wondering, are we gonna talk about this for 4 shows?
It's gonna happen. I don't care. So something weird. Sorry. So let me ask you this.
Okay.
I've seen something weird today. I'm seeing someone taking players to score to get an interception.
Like to have the interception or to throw it?
Like the actual player to have the interception.
Deron Bland started that trend, and I hate him for it. Who are they saying to get it back?
Javarius Ward.
Or Travarius Ward.
Travarius Ward.
Yeah, I mean he's one of the best corners in the league.
Mike Edwards.
He's a safety for the Chiefs. Yeah, these are guys who've been getting picks
plus 1,000. And Edwards is 3,000. Yeah.
You're talking about like a rotational safety in the starting corner that shouldn't get thrown to every other play.
$5.
You're like, they might be good dart throws.
5 to win 150.
You're like, come on. Nah, man. But looking at that matchup, I'm leading the Chiefs right now, man. I seriously am. Looking at it now,
because they're an underdog again, and I said when I was
and
watching,
it's already moving. It's already moving.
Watching that last game, I said if they make Patrick Mahomes an underdog again, there's no way I'm going against them. So,
bro, do you know how bad like for example, Circa needed the Chiefs to win?
I think a lot.
They said they were making the director of operations of Circa said, "Man, if the Chiefs don't win, the lights aren't turning on tomorrow." Like that's how bad they needed the Chiefs win. The books. Isn't that brutal to hear stuff like that?
That's brutal, honestly.
When you hear, because it's not the public money. That's money from Sharps and public all on the Ravens. So it's like, everybody lost.
It was Ravens, and the fucking refs gave it away.
It's not just the refs. The play calling.
It's the fucking Zay Flowers.
It's the play calling, bro. Monken get his head out his ass for the last. He didn't get it out his ass until it was too late. You can't just put it all on one player, bro.
He dropped the ball.
You can't just put it all on one player. He got stripped. He got peanut punched. But besides that, like,
exactly. How do you let that happen in the game?
It comes to play calling. Like you act like he didn't score their only touchdown too.
He did score the. Yeah, I know.
You're like, all right, let me relax. Like they wouldn't have even been in that position if it was. Bro, he's the only receiver that was worth something on that field yesterday. The other guys couldn't catch the ball.
Aguilar
Nelson,
didn't do bad.
He had one good catch that went like for a bunch of yards. The Nelson Aguilar special.
Yeah, he should, dude. Patrick Mahomes should have got that touchdown in too.
Where was Rashad Bateman? Where was OBJ? Where was one-legged Mark Andrews?
At the last second, I was about to wring Kuzi's neck because he said it's so locked. Over 1.5 receptions.
Didn't he have 2 or he only had 1?
He had 2.
Oh, so it barely hit. You give me the dead stare right now.
I had over 22.5 yards. People were like, yeah, that would do well too.
I only had one prop lock and a hit, which was McCaffrey yards
I had a
reception.
bunch of props hit. I had a bunch of props.
You had a bunch of props hit. I only had one that I said was a lock, and I spoke out loud that was a lock, which was CMC McCaffrey
I
receiving.
gave David Montgomery out a lot.
Yeah, Monty. In hindsight, you know what's really funny? Our main question I asked you the whole week was which one of them scoring. Fuck it, both of them was.
Right before the game, I was reading it. Mutt had an article, or
that was
where he
so
dropped the props, and then I was like, it said Gibbs, and I'm like, but David Montgomery is scoring. I don't give a fuck what anybody has to say. He is scoring, and then like.
Bro,
All of a
the
sudden
line,
I even had him to score the first touchdown. And
the 49ers couldn't stop the run, if we're being honest.
And then all of a sudden, he scored. And then, but right before the game, I was like, I should parlay them together, and they'll both score a touchdown. And then I was like, nah, you don't want too many of these prop parlays out there.
Next thing you know, it cashed.
Man,
Man, but I don't know, man. Those games were painful to watch at some points. I mean,
I did.
I just
I can't get a player to get an interception.
one thing I did want to cover, because I feel like we don't cover it as much on the show. We're gonna have to start getting into it more. Is some of the college basketball from over the weekend. You have Kansas losing on the road to Iowa State in a big game. You have Auburn dropping a road game to Mississippi State. You got some of the big other games.
One more question.
Mm-hmm.
Chase Young to get a sack?
No, not at all. That boy has no motor. Are you kidding me? He's a water bottle holder. He's a cheerleader. We got a 3rd-round pick for a cheerleader. Come on now.
Chris Jones?
That's more like it.
But Chase Young is 215 and Chris Jones is 108.
Combine Bosa and Jones. They both will get one.
Bosa's 130.
You combine them both, you'll get the same odds as Chase Young. One thing I do want to give credit to.
You think they both get a sack? Well, you're getting better odds than Chase Young, actually.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. You see, you understand what I'm saying now. Bro, you want me to tell you something that's crazy to me? Wisconsin's the number 6 team in the country right now.
You know what else is crazy? Alabama's 22.
Alabama's ranked? Oh my god. Wait, Alabama's 24. Calm down. With 6 losses. Oh my god.
They're 22 in the other one.
With 6 losses, they're to number 20. Oh my
Bro,
gosh.
We're 9 in football with 3 losses, so y'all better get used to it.
Man, well, y'all aren't actually good in basketball like you are in football, so like it's irrelevant. Y'all never seen a Final Four, let alone a Natty. See, I control the shit out of you in basketball. We actually do stuff over here.
We will see a Final Four.
When? In our lifetime?
Yeah.
When? The next 3 years? No.
Yeah. Actually, that's when I was.
You think so?
Yeah,
Man, nah. Go find a bookmarker for that. Then you go bet on it. That's not happening.
Next year.
Bro, Texas Tech playing better than y'all right now.
Bro, get the fuck out of town. We just beat Auburn.
Bro, Mississippi State just beat Auburn.
Yeah, but that was just they suck. So.
What do you mean? That means you guys have the same worse record than them.
Who?
Mississippi State.
I said Auburn sucks.
Auburn's still ranked above you.
They suck.
They're still ranked above you. Bro, Utah State's ranked above you. Utah State's ranked above you. The Mountain West might have more teams in the tournament than the SEC this year.
Stink. They're not better than us. Alabama basketball is top tier. We're top 10.
Brother, I'm going to tell you this right now. Right now, this UVA team is trash. And if y'all tried to come into Charlottesville with all that hoopla.
We are a top 10 team, bro.
You literally are not a top 10 team. You're not even the top 20 yet. So relax.
Oh,
But
it doesn't matter what the naysayers say.
bro, this isn't
No,
football. Take your SE glasses off. None of that matters. Y'all are. You
nah,
don't understand. In this sport, y'all are irrelevant. Like,
no, we're not,
relax. Y'all didn't even make the Final Four when you had the number 1 overall seed. I'm not hearing this malarkey.
bro. We're more relevant than y'all are. We had the number 1 seed last year.
Bro, we have a natty in the last 5 years. You can't even say nothing to me. You don't know what a Final Four tastes
Bro,
like.
bro, what do you mean?
You don't even
I
you
got
never even
plenty of
sniffed a
natties.
Final Four.
I got plenty
Bro.
of natties.
Bro, y'all don't even know what it feels like to go 35-3, finish top 3, and win a title in the season is. Y'all don't know what that's like.
No one cares what that little Asian bum kid did.
What do you mean? I'm talking about Kyle Guy, Ty Jerome, DeAndre Hunter.
I don't give a fuck who you talking about. No one cares what those bum ass motherfuckers did.
You can't even say Virginia because you're so hurt.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying about Virginia? Virginia's for lovers. There we go. Suck on that.
Hey, man, at the end of the day, we got something Alabama can never dream of. A natty in basketball.
Oh, weird tag.
You said a weird tag. Bro, go sniff us and make a Final Four and talk to us.
Dude, be relevant in football for half a
And then
season.
there you go, subject changer, narrative shifters, time movers. You can't see. This is exactly what it is. You can't. This is what they all do. This is why when you use the word irrelevant in this sport, that's when it hits them in the heart. They got to go back to football and they got to start doing the SEC stuff, man.
I want you to restart your fucking computer again. You better watch it.
Man, nothing beats these bammers like that, bro. I swear. At least Auburn, they made the final. I mean, they lost to us, but at least they made the Final Four.
Oh, they stink. I don't want to hear about them.
They're better in the SEC the past few years than y'all. They cheat a little bit, but they're better.
They cheat a lot.
That's what all the Alabama fans say.
Dude, they had Bruce Pearl as their coach. He used to hedge points. Come on. I know. They don't even know. They never even 30. They'll be like, we run the state. Dude, you don't even know your coach's background. Get the he went to Boston College. Yeah, and look what he did, and look what happened at Boston College during the time Bruce Pearl was there. Look at his freshman and sophomore year. Please do.
It's nothing different than Calipari.
Calipari changing. You're moving the bar with the coach. That got nothing to do with.
Doesn't he cheat too?
Alabama. Alabama.
You know the one thing I'll say though, you know what Kentucky can do in the SEC that a lot of these other schools can't do? They can win a natty.
Bro, there's still the fucking idiots who went undefeated and couldn't win a natty. Oh man.
Shout out Frank Kaminsky, man.
Yeah, fuck Frank Kaminsky. He lost me a lot of money that night.
Oh, dog, man. You know what my favorite stat to pull on SEC fans? Who are the only 2 schools in the last 25 years to win a natty, man? And when they hear it's Kentucky and Florida, a lot of people get mad, man.
Bro, go talk to anyone else about Florida.
Brother, football season's over. You're going to be taking shit like this for the next 8 months.
Nah, the only thing I'm going to be taking is Michael Jordan.
Hey, and as Michael Jordan would tell the SEC, man, when it comes to basketball, stop it.
The sky is the limit. I mean, the sky is the roof.
Stop it. Get some help. That's what he said.
No,
Stop
he said
it.
the sky
Get
is the
some
roof.
help.
He said,
This is not jam, brother. This is not jam. This is Michael Jordan doing the drug PSA.
what
Stop
did he
it.
say? The
Get
roof
some
is
help.
the roof is the sky or something like that? What did he say?
I don't
No,
even
he said
remember.
some dumb shit when I was at ECU.
Oh,
He
but
said, like, Mike Indian's famous quote.
Uh, but with that said, I will say this right now: my title favorite and I have two teams that I'm thinking are the two title favorites, and it's UConn and North Carolina. North Carolina looks terrifying this year, in my opinion, bro. Especially in
Yeah, they do.
ACC play. In
I think they're
ACC
winning.
play, which is
He
one of the
said the
toughest conferences
ceiling
to play.
is the roof.
Okay,
What
like
does that mean?
the ceiling is the roof. It means whatever you reach the ceiling is the. I mean, I don't know. I don't get it. It's a weird metaphor. Doesn't really make sense in modern times, I guess. But no, but ACC basketball is one of the most elite level of basketball you can play in, and Duke is flagelling. UVA just can't win a road game, but that's why I know UVA is not good this year. UVA is gonna be a 4 or 5 seed in the tournament, and I'm already telling you now in January that they're not good. That lets you know. Like I'm a realist about my team, unlike some people to the left of me.
Huh? I got you. I got UConn. I got North Carolina now. I thought I already had North Carolina, but yo, I got
What
Arizona to
futures?
win. Yeah, I got Arizona,
So you got a North
UConn,
Carolina future. I know you had the Arizona one, but North Carolina one in recently.
like just now, 1200.
Oh, while we were speaking. Oh, okay, okay, okay. Nah, yeah.
I thought I
North
had
Carolina.
28, but I
The only
don't.
other team I'm worried about is Houston, but for some reason every year I just feel like they can't put it together.
Houston sucks. Um, Purdue, I
Mm.
also have.
Purdue sucks.
They don't suck.
Yeah, they do.
And Arizona, Arizona's good.
Arizona's trash right now.
Not what I just watched. I watched them play a pretty good ball game.
I'm just meaning they're getting beat up in Pac-12 play.
They just beat Oregon.
They lost to Oregon State and Washington State.
Yeah, the 2 games before, but they bounced back, bro.
I'm just saying they're
Um,
looking really wishy-washy right now. Like for example,
UConn 1200.
Utah.
UConn.
I was like Utah. I was like, what the fuck? UConn's like the favorite right now. They're blowing teams out.
Yeah, I got them at 12.
Yeah, Utah's. I mean, us. Now you got me saying Utah. UConn's the favorite.
You saying Utah? I ain't say
The
UConn.
one thing I lean towards UNC is they've
Stop.
dominated an ACC play going 9-0 already, like running through the conference more or less. The only teams they haven't played are Duke and UV, like the big teams, Duke, UVA, like those type of teams. Um, and to be honest with you, they play them soon. They play Duke at the beginning of February, which they're gonna beat Duke. It's in North Carolina. They're gonna win that game. Um, Clemson's a scrappy team in the conference. They're better than Miami this year. Miami sucks
Clemson
this year, and
might
that's
win a
bad for the conference.
tournament or something like with the ACC, but they ain't winning. They ain't winning.
Oh
No,
no! I'm just saying they're better for AC how they've been in the ACC recently.
they'll probably get upset in the first round.
Depending on the mid major and how much respect they'll be putting on the
They'll be a
mid
5
major.
seed and then they'll get lose to a
Because there's
12.
a chance there's 5, 6 Mountain West teams this year. Like the Mountain West is strong.
It's Mountain West. Who's in the Mountain West?
Utah State, who's ranked in the top 25. You got Colorado State, who was ranked for most of the years, who now they're 3-4, so they're not proud. They're having a rough time. Nevada, who was ranked high this year and not ranked that much anymore. Boise State's doing good. San Diego State, who just went the Natty last year. Wyoming's doing decent. But the main teams are the ones in the top two. Right now, you have University of New Mexico and Utah State, who are both in the top 25 right now. But they've had 2 to 3 teams in the top 25 throughout the season. So they're probably about to get about 5, 6 teams in the tournament this year, which is crazy for the Mountain West.
Nothing. Sorry.
You were about to shit on a mid major, weren't you?
No, I wasn't. I'm about
Okay.
to. I'll tell you what I'm about to shit on.
Okay. Yeah, I got you. But no, I just wanted to give college basketball its due because NHL, we have it quiet right now. NBA is going to be on. Oh, Predators up 1-0. Woo! Woo!
I didn't put that in.
And I think with that being said, that's probably a perfect shit to wrap up on. That's parlay. Matt, we made it back here for another Monday on the Gritty Gamblers. Shout out. And we'll, oh yeah, right there. That's parlay. Oh, that way. Oh, no, that way. It took me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're
And
that way. Or
I really just did the Migos. Yeah, that way. I used to trap out the Sunday.
that way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that way.
Yeah. So with that being said, that way.
That way. We'll catch y'all soon on Thursday. Peace out.
Peace out. That way.
Whatever I bet, I could change the odds for every bookmaker in the country.
Tell them to bring me my money.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.